The alarm sounds. It's a gentle chime, or perhaps a jarring buzz, but its purpose is the same: to pull you from the depths of sleep into the conscious world. Your eyes open, still adjusting to the low light of your room. And then it happens. Before your feet have even considered touching the floor, before you have taken a single, deliberate breath of the new day, your hand has moved. It's an unconscious, reptilian motion. It finds the cool, smooth glass of your smartphone. Your thumb swipes, the screen glows, and in that single, silent instant, you have already lost the war for your day. You have just surrendered the most valuable and undefended territory you possess, the first moments of your waking consciousness. You have given it away for free to someone else, to their algorithm, to their curated outrage, to their carefully crafted highlight reel designed for the singular purpose of capturing and holding your attention. This is not a minor habit. It is a profound act of psychological submission. Consider the state of your mind upon waking. It is transitioning from the deep, restorative delta waves of sleep through the creative, dreamlike theta state and into a calm, receptive alpha state. In these precious minutes, your mind is like soft clay. It is highly suggestible, open, and free from the critical filters that protect you later in the day. It is the perfect time to set your own intentions, to define your purpose, to connect with your own inner world. Instead, 99% of people use this moment to plug their vulnerable, unguarded minds directly into a machine engineered to manipulate them. They invite an army of strangers' opinions, anxieties, and demands to storm the gates of their psyche before their own general has even woken up. They become servants before they have had a chance to be sovereign. The 1%, the individuals who seem to operate on a different plane of existence, understand this principle with an almost religious devotion. They know that the first 60 minutes of the day are not just minutes on a clock. They are the rudder for the entire day. They are the foundation upon which focus, clarity, and power are built. While the masses are scrolling through a feed of manufactured emergencies and social comparisons, the 1% are in silence. They are in deliberate motion. They are in control. They are not consuming information. They are generating intention. They are not reacting to the world. They are preparing to impose their will upon it. They are meticulously building their own internal world, strengthening their own resolve, while you are being willingly distracted and weakened by someone else's. This is the great unseen divide. It's not about wealth or status. It's about the silent, daily battle for control of your own mind. And for too long, you have been on the losing side. This is not another productivity tip. This is a call to arms for your own life. And the abdication, the unconscious surrender of your own power, ends now. You tell yourself a lie. It's a comforting, plausible lie, one that has become so ingrained in your morning ritual that you no longer even recognize it as a fabrication. You call it getting a head start. You rationalize it as staying informed or just checking for anything important. This is the grand illusion you've constructed to justify the surrender of your sovereignty. Let's dismantle it, piece by piece, and expose the devastating reality hiding beneath. The reality is this: you are not gathering intelligence. You are not preparing for the day. You are willingly, and with practiced precision, walking directly into a psychological ambush. Every single morning, you are injecting your mind with a carefully calibrated cocktail of cortisol, anxiety, and manufactured outrage before your brain has even had a chance to build its defenses for the day. Let's talk about cortisol. It's your body's primary stress hormone, an ancient biological tool designed to prepare you for a fight or for flight. When you wake up, your cortisol levels are naturally at their peak, a process called the cortisol awakening response, which is meant to help you become alert and ready for the day. But when the very first input your brain receives is a stressful work email, a negative news headline, or a social media post designed to provoke envy or anger, you are hijacking that natural process. You are pouring gasoline on the fire. You are sending a signal to your nervous system that you have woken up into a state of emergency. Your heart rate increases. Your breathing becomes shallow. Your muscles tense. You are physically preparing for a threat that doesn't exist. A threat manufactured by a glowing screen just inches from your face. You think you're being productive, but you are systematically corroding your own mental armor before the battle has even begun. Every notification, every email, every headline is a microdose of poison. It doesn't feel like poison, of course. It feels like connection. It feels like importance. That is the genius of the trap. A single email from your boss about a problem can set the emotional tone for your entire morning, filling you with a low-grade dread that follows you to the breakfast table. A news alert about a distant crisis can inject a sense of helplessness and anxiety into your spirit, making your own goals for the day seem trivial and pointless. A single, perfectly curated photo from someone else's life can trigger a cascade of social comparison, leaving you feeling inadequate before your feet have even touched the floor. You are not starting your day. You are starting everyone else's day. You are absorbing their priorities, their fears, and their agendas, leaving no room for your own. Your strategy isn't a strategy at all. It is a ritual of self-sabotage, repeated with such consistency that weakness has become your default state. You have trained your brain to be reactive instead of proactive. Think of your mind in the first hour of waking as pristine, untrodden snow. You have the choice to make the first tracks, to set a clear, deliberate path towards your own objectives. Instead, you open the gates and allow a frantic, chaotic mob to stampede all over it, leaving a messy, confusing landscape of footprints going in 1,000 different directions. This is why your focus is shattered. This is why you feel perpetually behind. You are constantly reacting to a script written by an algorithm, a script designed not for your well-being, but for your engagement. You have become an emotional puppet, and the strings are being pulled by forces that do not care about your peace, your progress, or your power. They only care that you keep watching. They only care that you keep scrolling. There is a law that governs this battlefield of the mind. It is not new, it is not a trend, and it is not a life hack. It is an ancient and absolute principle carved into the bedrock of human psychology by thinkers who faced stakes far higher than an overflowing inbox. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus, a man who was born a slave and rose to become one of the most respected teachers in the Roman Empire, stated this law with brutal, liberating clarity. He said, quote, 0. This is the dichotomy of control, and it is the first law you will master on your path to reclaiming your sovereignty. It is the dividing line between a life of frantic reaction and a life of deliberate action. Let's dissect this, because within this simple sentence lies the entire architecture of mental freedom. The things not within our power constitute nearly everything you seek out in that first hour of the day. The endless stream of information, the political outrage machine, the stock market's convulsions, the demands of your boss sent at 11 o'clock the previous night, the carefully curated happiness of strangers on social media, the chaos of the world. These things are external. They exist entirely outside the borders of your personal control. They are a relentless, chaotic blizzard of data and emotion. To attempt to control them, to manage them, to even fully comprehend them first thing in the morning is the definition of insanity. It is like trying to command the tides or negotiate with a hurricane. Now, consider what is within your power. Your reaction to that external storm, your choice of what to focus on, your decision to guard the gateway of your mind in the first, most vulnerable hour of the day, your interpretation of events, your deliberate silence, your conscious breath. These are the levers of your reality. They may seem small, insignificant, compared to the roaring noise of the world, but they are the only things you will ever truly own. They are the citadel of your power. Here is the fatal error, the strategic blunder made by 99% of the population every single day. They obsess over what they cannot control, and in doing so, they completely surrender what they can. They wake up and immediately turn their attention outward, trying to fight 1,000 battles on 1,000 fronts, none of which are theirs to win. They are consumed by the external, becoming a puppet to its whims. Their mood is dictated by a headline. Their priorities are hijacked by an email. Their sense of worth is determined by a notification. They willingly give away their agency before their day has even begun. The 1%, the true executors, operate on a completely different plane of existence. They understand this law in their bones. They ignore the external noise with a discipline that borders on religious fanaticism. Instead, they exert absolute, tyrannical control over their internal state. They understand that the world and its demands will still be there in 60 minutes. But their internal foundation, their peace, their focus, that is fragile. It must be forged in the quiet crucible of the early morning, free from outside interference. You do not control the world. You do not control the news. You do not control the markets. You do not control other people. But you will learn to control your morning. You will learn to control the first input. Because in controlling the first input, you set the trajectory for everything that follows. You are not a passive observer of your life. You are its primary architect. And construction begins at dawn. Your new protocol is not a suggestion. It is a standing order, a non-negotiable contract with the person you intend to become. To exert the absolute control we have discussed, you must follow a sequence of actions with the discipline of a soldier preparing for battle, because that is precisely what this is. First, your phone does not sleep in your bedroom. This command is absolute. Go out and acquire a simple alarm clock, a tool with a single function. Your bedroom is not a communication hub. It is not a newsroom. It is a sanctum for physical and psychological recovery. By allowing your phone to rest beside you, you are inviting an enemy combatant into your command tent. Even when silent, its very presence is a psychological anchor, tethering your subconscious mind to a world of endless demands and manufactured anxieties. You might not consciously hear the notifications, but your nervous system remains on high alert, anticipating the digital call to arms. Removing the device is the single most powerful act of severing this toxic link. It is a declaration that this space, this sanctuary, is yours and yours alone. It is where you rebuild, not where you receive enemy transmissions in the dead of night. This is the first, crucial step in reclaiming your sovereign territory. Second, for the first 60 minutes of your day, you will maintain absolute digital silence. No phone, no computer, no news, no exceptions. Think of your mind in the morning as a pristine, untouched environment. Your prefrontal cortex, The seat of your executive function is at its most plastic and creative state. This is your prime opportunity to shape your own thoughts, to set your own intentions. Checking your device is the equivalent of inviting 1,000 screaming strangers into this sacred space. Each email, each headline, each social media post is a seed of someone else's agenda. You are allowing the chaos of the outside world to colonize your mind before you have even had a chance to build its defenses. This 60-minute blackout is not an act of deprivation. It is an act of profound strategic protection. Your mind is a fortress, and for this first hour, the drawbridge remains up. Let the world scream. It cannot touch you here. Third, your first action is physical. Before a single thought is given to the day's problems, you will attend to the vessel that carries you. Upon waking, you will drink a full glass of water. Your brain and body are dehydrated after hours of sleep, and this simple act is a fundamental signal of self-care and preparation. It awakens your metabolism and clears the fog from your mind. Then you will move your body. This does not require a gym. It requires intention. 5 minutes of stretching, a set of push-ups until failure, a brisk walk outside to feel the morning air. This action sends a powerful message through your entire nervous system. I am in command here. You are reminding yourself that you are a physical being who commands a body, not just a disembodied consciousness that consumes data. This physical activation grounds you in the tangible reality of your own existence, pulling you away from the digital ether and anchoring you in the power of the present moment. Fourth, your second action is directed thought. With the fortress secured and the body activated, you now seize the rudder of your mind. You will program yourself before the world has a chance to program you. You have options, but they are all intentional. You can read from a physical book for 15 minutes. Not a screen, but a book. Absorb curated wisdom, not random, algorithm-fed information. Or you can sit in total silence. Simply be. Observe your thoughts as they arise, without judgment. This is not passivity. It is high-level reconnaissance of your own internal landscape. Or, and perhaps most powerfully, you will take a pen and a piece of paper and write down the one single objective that, if accomplished, will define your day as a victory. One thing. This act of singular focus cuts through the noise and provides a clear mission for the hours ahead. This is how the 1% forge their mental armor, while the rest are still scrolling, checking their likes, and wondering why their day already feels lost. Your implementation of this protocol begins tomorrow, not next Monday, not when the stars align or when you feel ready. That feeling is a lie, a siren song, luring you back to the shores of mediocrity. The part of you that wants to wait is the very same part that has kept you trapped. It is the voice of your weakness, and its only goal is its own survival. Every day you delay, you are not just postponing action. You are actively casting a vote for the person you no longer wish to be. You are reinforcing the neural pathways of procrastination and submission. You are telling your subconscious mind that your own commands are not to be taken seriously. The cost of this inaction is catastrophic. It is the slow, silent forfeiture of your own life, one wasted morning at a time. It is the gradual acceptance that your dreams will be fulfilled by others, while you serve as a spectator, consuming the highlights of their victories from the cold blue light of your screen. This cycle of self-betrayal ends at the next sunrise. To make this transition from idea to identity, we will engage in a powerful psychological ritual. It is a principle known as commitment and consistency. When a person declares a belief or a goal publicly, they create an internal pressure to align their future actions with that declaration. It is a contract signed with your own integrity. You are moving this decision from the vague, private space of your thoughts into the concrete, public realm of action. This is not for me. This is not for an algorithm. This is for you. It is a signal you are sending to the deepest parts of your own mind, the parts that respond not to wishes, but to commands. The physical act of writing, of translating intention into text, carves a new groove in your brain. It is the first strike of the hammer on hot steel. It is the moment you stop being a passive recipient of information and become an active architect of your reality. Therefore, you will go to the comments section below and you will write a specific and exact phrase. Do not alter it. Do not add to it. The power is in the precision of the command. The phrase is, I forge my morning. Let's break down that command. You are not saying, I will have a good morning. That is a passive wish, a hope left to chance. You are not saying, I will try to have a good morning. That is a weak intention, preloaded with the excuse of failure. The word is forge. To forge something is to create it through intense pressure and deliberate effort. It is what a blacksmith does to a shapeless piece of iron, beating it with fire and force until it becomes a tool, a weapon, a thing of purpose and strength. This is what you will do to the raw, untamed potential of your first hour. You will apply the pressure of discipline. You will apply the heat of your intention. You will beat it into the shape you command, creating a day that serves your highest purpose, not the random whims of the digital tide. Do it now. Lock in the command. This is your oath. This is your declaration of sovereignty over your own mind. Then, subscribe to this channel, because this is only the first law. There are 7 more laws of mental authority to master. This is not a one-time fix. It is the beginning of your training. Do not be a spectator in your own life any longer. Be an executor